background, and even the likes of Crysis were installing rather pleasantly onto Windows Longhorn. Not that it's nuts, but I did actually get Unreal Gold with quick launch just to make sure it could actually load the programs I was installing on here, and seemingly everything was working almost too well. Even my editing software was loaded onto the PC because I thought maybe we can try that, and it was running absolutely fine. Nothing that should have been happening and going wrong was happening. I mean, other than the whole PC exceeding its 512 megabytes of RAM, which did make the PC a little bit confused and slow in places, but then again, using an IDE hard drive as a swap space isn't ever recommended, to be honest. And just as the evening was drawing in, it seemed like we'd done it. We had a whole host of programs to test, we had an operating system running, and we had games we could benchmark. And to a degree, it almost made sense to keep the PC running Longhorn. Not because it's useful, but because it was a bit of a niche fun thing to do. It wasn't until I made one fatal error. See, I thought it'd be a good idea to load up the final drivers the system needed, which was the audio drivers for the motherboard. And before I could even get around to doing it, I forgot that this PC hated the USB stick, because it had been hours at this point, and I just thought, you know what, I'll load some drivers onto it. I wasn't thinking. And a few seconds after plugging it in, well, Longhorn, in its classic, unfinished fashion, decided that 3 strikes and you're out. And the third time I plugged in that USB stick, it corrupted itself right before our very eyes. And it wouldn't boot anymore, which was a bit of a shame, because I spent a long time getting this all set up and working. But then again, it is the awkward little child.
I'm gonna patch you up, give you some medical attention, make sure that everything's okay.
Which brought us to the end of the day.
There you go.
Where it seemed to work, and an operating system that no longer wanted to do. Right, so you joined me onto the next day of filming after I probably showed where it went wrong with Windows Longhorn. Now that was always going to be a terrible idea on this.
No worries, I'm gonna patch you up, give you some medical attention, everything will be fine, everything will be okay. There you go.
Yeah, I want to do this was Windows Longhorn. Now don't get me wrong, there was plenty more operating systems to try. I was just eager to get something on here to make sure it was going to work, because this stuff's getting a little bit old now. Something 478, 500 price. Yes, this was £9 in box, but some people are asking silly when you get people to buy it now and you're not getting it off the launch. So what I've done is I've gone through and real quick and installed Windows XP. Now this is just my go-to version that seems to work for anything, which is Windows XP with all 3 service packs included.
There you go.
It is working okay, so I spent more
time
to film most of it, but I've gone through, I've installed the operating system, all the programs are loaded back on here, because
yeah.
What age I should need to do this job?
You have to be 5 years old in the city, no hand or fist.
No copy.
No hand or face tattoos. And no criminal record.
It's working okay, so if we open up the Diag, you can sort of see the specifications we've got on the show. Just load them now. Shouldn't take too long. Just bringing that to speed. It's going to take a little while.
Good copy.
Daddy, can you come to PH2?
I was. Okay.
I've got everything set up, and we've seen plenty of this already, so why don't we get things tested and find out just how it's doing in the benchmarks.
I was there before.
Starting off the benchmarks and really showing that Pentium 4 has plenty to give here was Unreal Gold, which was running with low settings in 640 by 480. And even then, we were still being limited by NVIDIA's FX 5500, which really goes to show just how good the FX series Swim video really was. I mean, it doesn't take away from the fact that with the Pentium 4, we can clearly push out hundreds of frames here. And it's only during
I'm here.
the sequences when we're close to the castle and there's lots of geometry that
Insurance.
the FX chip starts limiting what the Pentium 4 can do,
Ondan söyledim,
and then
onun
we
dolanı
start seeing our
çevirmemiz
frame
lazım.
rate drops to around the mid-60s. But it's good enough to see that the
Daddy,
Pentium
daddy.
4 more than
Yeah.
Swain want to live, he can give 300k. Can you fire him?
Yeah, sure, I will.
That's what's more important here.
Can you hear me, Teddy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. You have no medical mask on you, right?
No. I don't have.
Okay, yeah, okay. Then it's good.
Fantastic. And it's worth noting here that those visuals do come
Alrighty.
across.
You can give me that 300k, and then I'm gonna resign you, okay?
When we were in inside areas, we were seeing upwards of 150 to
Fetch me up, please.
200
Alrighty, thank you. I'm gonna now resigning you.
down the entire time we were inside. So it's good to see the processor is more than capable of chucking out hundreds of frames when it comes to Far Cry. When we were outside, we became very GPU limited, so it's not really representative of what the Pentium 4 can do. And I do want to see what the Pentium 4 can really churn out if we can actually find a graphics card on hand that's powerful enough to match it.
Thank you, Teddy.
But Far Cry 1,
No worries.
on the Pentium 4, just don't run it with an FX chip from
Thank you,
Nvidia.
brother. Have a nice day. Oh,
I have
Diablo.
absolutely
Hello,
no
Diablo.
idea what's happening here. It wasn't the FX chip limiting us in pain.
Follow me.
For some
Come.
reason, the system decided that no, it really hates running here. So we were seeing about 26 FPS on average. They could drop down to 13 FPS in places. I'm not too sure what was going wrong. Maybe we were going into the page file limit and things were going wrong there. It was causing the system to slow down, but it didn't feel like it when we were using the desktop. When I monitored things in Task Manager, it showed that we still had plenty of RAM available, because half a gig in Windows XP is still quite a lot. So it's something we'll have to look into.